on my cash stack. High yields on stable coins, yeah, that's where my bag at. All I really need is Wi-Fi, get money on DeFi, mega cash on MetaMask. You better run when the runners run, show you how to get your money up. Dollar inflated like bubble gum, markets are jumping like double dutch. Buying up gold till I get a ton, crypto, yeah, I got some. You better run when the runners run, you better run when the runners.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Travis Flaherty here tonight. So I'm excited to talk about the state of the industry, what is going on, what is changing, what's coming in the future. So, of course, we got to get Ricardo Hamilton here, the 2024 reset man who's been calling this for almost a decade. Also known as Mims, making it make sense. What's going down, brother?
Man, fired up and excited for tonight's show, man. You know, we always look to bring value to the community, and we've been big advocates that if you want to increase your passive income in life, you got to increase your passive impact in people's lives. And man, I'm fired up about the impact that we're getting ready to create and share with you guys tonight on the Runners Live show with the legend himself in the flesh, brother Travis Flaherty. Pumped up and excited, Mike, for the night show. How are you?
Man, I'm doing amazing. What a crazy, crazy day. If you guys have been looking at my Facebook, we're having lots of fun, helping lots of people. We're really excited about where this industry is going. But to know where we're going, we have to know where we've been. And one of the best things, like we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly about network marketing tonight, guys. We're going to give it to you raw, 24/7. We're raw dogging tonight. We ain't holding nothing back. So what I love about this industry is you get to meet some of the most amazing people who can inspire you, who can teach you different things and show you, the life that you want to have, can teach you certain values or education or tips or tricks. And I mean, going to events, meeting people online, going to Zooms, getting in different communities. That's what this is about. That's what this is fun. I mean, we went to Phoenix, Mims, last week. And I mean, we met with like 15 different people. And most of them we just met through online networking, meeting people. So we were able to go out to dinner, go out, have fun. And one of the best times there was going to actually meet Travis Flaherty and his family in his house. So we're going to bring him on now. We had a blast. And I tell you what, guys, if network marketing is dead, Travis, you're just going to start a cooking show, man. I mean, this guy was just cutting up cheesesteaks, throwing it on the grill all over the place. So, brother, I'm so glad you're here. And again, thank you for making us feel at home when we visited you last week. It was a blast.
Well, it is always a pleasure to be here with the runners, and we had a good time, man. We had a really good time. Some of those photos that we have are epic from that night. So that was a good trip.
No, I wish we could have stayed longer. Next time we'll have to make it, a whole weekend thing. But just great to again get that vision of.
Just me or he froze?
Oh, just me and you, Ricardo.
Okay, just me and you, Chad.
I thought I might have lost connection. You guys hear me okay?
Yep, you're back.
All right. Until somebody says, no, you can make 6 figures a month, you don't believe it. You got to see it. You got to actually have that in your circle. So Travis, maybe just give us your insight on where the state of network marketing is now and the changes you see happening. And then we might go back and kind of relive a little history of what got us here.
Oh, yeah, I love that question. So I've been in this industry now for 20 years, and the world today, it's amazing how quickly the world is evolving. 2 to 3 years goes by now, and it's like 20 years when we were younger, as far as technological advancement and just all of the things that are taking place with blockchain. I know you guys are huge advocates and educators in that space. So go back to when I got started in network marketing. If you wanted to make some extra money, you had a couple of options, really. You could go get a second job, or you could go start a brick and mortar business, or you could start a network marketing business. That was what was the options at that time. Today, they call it the side gig economy for a reason, right? So now if I want to go make an extra $500 a week, I can turn my Uber app on And instantly I can go start delivering food. I can start driving people. If I want to put my cars on Turo, I can turn that into a revenue stream. I've got a good buddy of mine that owns 10 cars now, and that's all they do is they have cars that are on Turo. Do you believe it or not, here in Arizona, I can actually rent out my pool. There's an app that I can put my
What?
pool on. I can put my pool on an app, and people rent out pools just for the day, just so that if they don't have a pool here in Arizona, you know how hot it is. So, you gotta have some water. My point is there's so many different ways to be able to create an income. So how has that affected network marketing? It's taken its toll on the industry because there's just a lot more options that are out there. And of course, now we have the social influencers, right? Now we're in the era of social influencers. If you ask my children what they want to do, they're all trying to be TikTok influencers. You've got stay-at-home moms. The number one job description that they want to be able to do staying at home is a social influencer. But here's the interesting thing. The interesting thing is when you hear that, you think, oh, so you're open to network marketing. They're not looking to do network marketing anymore. And here's why. Because they don't want to build a team. They don't want to recruit anybody. They just want to take the 1 to 2 hours a day that they have. They want to be able to turn on their camera. They want to talk about products and services that they enjoy, that they like. They recommend them, and they get paid. And here is where, I've been very vocal about this over the last couple of years. Network marketing has not kept up with the world of digital entrepreneurship. Compensation plans have not kept up with where we are in the world today. And ultimately, what's happening is you've got social influencers that can go out and make, they can turn on their camera and make 50, 60, 70, 80%, sometimes even 100% commissions on products that they're promoting. Whereas network marketing, think about it. When you go sell an upfront product in network marketing, you get about a 10% bonus because that money has to flow into the compensation plan. Right. So they're realizing, look, I can go make a full-time income over here or even a good part-time income, and I don't have to have thousands of people into my organization. So there's the industry's definitely evolved. And I've been talking about how, this idea of launching, I've been out of mainstream network marketing for a few years now. We've been working together on different, blockchain projects. And the reason that I've been out of the network marketing industry is because I believe that old ways won't open new doors. I believe that the old model just doesn't apply today. And I've watched one company after another launch in the last couple of years. And outside of the first 4 to 6 weeks, when they get that initial hype phase, what ends up happening is they go into survive but not thrive mode. And it's because they're applying all of these old school philosophies. And yet you've got all of these other areas that are starting to flourish. And so the industry as a whole is evolving. Do you guys realize today, another company, the fourth company in 3 weeks, changed their compensation model away from traditional network marketing? We all heard of Rodan and Fields just a few days ago. They did away with their network marketing model. Another big company today, Beachbody, who's been around for a long time, just changed their compensation structure.
Wow.
So why is all of that happening? It's because the model has changed. And this idea of going out and getting thousands of people on an auto ship and keeping them on an auto ship for a long period of time so that we can ride off into the sunset with our residual income and drink coconut money, guys, that's a bag of goods. It just doesn't exist in today's climate. So the industry has evolved quite a bit since I first started.
And, again, some of the other negative aspects and Mims, if you want to add some to this, I would say the old school, old way of thinking in network marketing is that you're like owned by a company. Like, okay, you signed up, you said you're going to be an independent distributor and you're selling our shakes or whatever, and you can't do anything else. And, if you do anything, then we're going to come after you. We're going to sue you. Like the number of people I know who have to go through litigation with network marketing is crazy.
I got that t-shirt.
You got that trophy. You got a couple of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, we don't want to be owned. Like we are not slaves. Like we are network marketers. We're social influencers. And whatever makes sense for us and our economy, our group of networkers, our community, is what we are going to do. Like, not everyone likes shakes. Not everybody wants to buy gold and silver. Not everybody, wants to start an e-commerce store. So we are here to provide them the best opportunities that we see that make sense for our community. Mims, anything you want to add of just the old way of network marketing needs to change, or a pet peeve you have with the industry?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with y'all 100%, especially with companies that try to control, their independent affiliates, because we are essentially independent contractors, we're independent affiliates, we're marketers, we're influencers, and you do have companies that try to think that they control you because you've, shared their product or their service or their system with people. And, what we're seeing is an evolution, a revolution in the market, in the industry. And that's what, we're touching on here, is that change is coming. And there are a lot of dynamics, there are a lot of variables, there are a lot of reasons why that change is coming. But the opportunity is you getting ahead of that change and participating in that change, in that revolution in this space. And that's what we're really excited about. We're touching on the nerve of the industry, and we're providing a real solution that can take us into the next stratosphere, or, a level of affiliate, influencer, social network marketing, and that's what's exciting, being at the forefront of a change in the industry and doing something legendary and revolutionary for you, yourself, and your family and others.
Yeah, and I think one of the big things is too, right? Like, so let me throw this up here just so you can kind of see how I think narrow a lot of network marketing companies are. So you can see here, we're dealing with in 2024, we're probably at, 40 billion or something in US direct. This is just US. Okay, this isn't even global. This is just US. $40 billion company. So, I mean, let's be real here, guys. Is network marketing going to be dead and never exist anymore? Of course not. It's evolving, it's transforming into something different. The old ways, aren't going to work. But again, it's mostly health and wellness, cosmetics and personal care, and household goods and durables. And then you do have some others, but that's, looks like maybe under 20% of the market. And again, we're big into gold and silver, which would be part of the other. But again, it looks like 75% of the company is like health and wellness, household, cosmetics, which I would argue are targeted towards women, which we'll talk about later. But again, and Travis, maybe you can speak to this, is when you get in a company and you're selling shakes or you're selling makeup, that's all you have to market. So you're just constantly saying, shake, 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 makeup, 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 so whatever it is. So what if the industry evolved to where people could essentially market any product? Like, to me, that would be a game changer. Is that even possible?
Yeah, that's exactly where the industry is going. You're going to see newer companies. In fact, there are newer companies that we're participating in that are bringing everything under one umbrella. They're bringing the social influencers. They're bringing the super affiliates and affiliates. They're bringing the network marketers. They're bringing people that don't want to build teams, but maybe want to go out and bring vendors onto platforms. So all of that is, what we're going through right now is a rebirthing of the industry. Network marketing is not dead. Just to be clear, it's evolving. If we fail to evolve and we fail to adapt, we're going to continue to see companies struggling and suffering, and people along with it. And so it's necessary evolution. And I think that it's been really needed for the last few years. I mean, I think we're finally arriving. You guys were talking about how company owners were suing. So I've been a top owner in a company, or top leader in a company that left, and I was sued. And the owner of that particular company, in the I don't know what you call it, not interrogation, but when we were going through the deposition, said, it's just the cost of doing business. They wanted to make an example out of me to scare others being able to go. So it's just the cost of doing business. Now, let's talk about that for a moment. The spirit of network marketing is one of abundance. And what happened was, in the last 5 to 10 years, you started seeing more and more companies that were launching. And as more and more companies that were launching, we also started to realize, like you said, Mike, when you only have a select amount of products, every product has a life cycle. Every product, you go back to 2000, 2008 to 2015 in network marketing, it was the juice blend cycle, right? Everybody was my acai and mangosteen and, all of these giant companies, and my superfood is a superfood, right? My superfoods are stronger than your superfoods. My ORAC score is higher than your ORAC score, right? So who fights over ORAC scores? But that's really what was happening at that time. Before that, it was the energy drinks phase. So every product has its life cycle. So what's happened is you get company A that does pretty well for a period of time, and then company B comes along, and it's a little bit more congruent with where the times are now. People decide to jump over to company B. And so what happened was owners started shifting from an abundance mentality to a scarcity mentality.
Yep.
And when that happens, you've lost, because now you're trying to rule by enforcement. Hey, who else has done that? Hey, SEC, rule by enforcement, right? So now all of a sudden you're trying to use these policies and procedures to trap people, to guilt people. But here's the thing. These are the same policies and procedures that you had when people were leaving other companies. You didn't mind when they were leaving other companies when they were coming in the door.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Preach it. Preach it.
You're in this other company, no problem. Come join us. We don't mind if you're in that other company.
Oh,
Over
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Sure, come on in.
Yeah.
But then when you decide, I'm going to go do something over here, whole different ball game. So that's where I think, and again, it's all part of that evolution, that need for evolution. And that was a big sign for me.
So I think if I had to say one thing that I think is causing the rebirth of network marketing, is the rise of the social influencer. Because with the side gig economy, you're still kind of doing work, or you need to have a pool. First of all, you're probably doing okay. To have multiple cars, you're probably doing okay. But if you're just looking at the average person, they're making 50 grand a year and they say, what can I do to better my life? Okay. Like you said, 10 years ago, you almost basically had no choice. It was network marketing. Like, that was it. That was one of the only ways. Now you have, Amazon fulfillment, you have TikTok shop, you have faceless YouTube. You can just literally get paid for posting videos on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube. So if you can just get attention, right? And Gary Vee talks about this all the time. Attention is the currency. If you can get the attention, you can monetize to get the currency that you want. So now, like you said, when you ask high schoolers and middle schoolers, what do they want to be? I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a TikToker. I want to create videos and content, because that is what they are growing up seeing. And there's so many opportunities for people to make money online. Now, a lot of them, you got to deal with your scams. You still have to put in work, and you have to understand marketing and how that all works. But again, I think that's part of the new evolution. Is these new companies need to teach you that. They need to teach you how to go viral, how to create a video that resonates with people, where you're not just like pitching, drink our Kool-Aid, join our cult. It's no, let's have fun. Let's do what we love, but also find a way to monetize that and make money from it.
Man, you're speaking my language, right? You're speaking my language. I think that we have to develop new skills, right, as networkers in general. And I think that the art of selling online, do you guys realize that 83% of all purchase decisions now, 83% of all purchase decisions are influenced by social media posts?
Wow.
Think about that. That's incredible. So what's happening is companies are realizing ad spend isn't going as far as it used to. Facebook ads, for example, your price, the amount of money you're spending is going up, your reach is going down. Companies are realizing that the value of getting some type of influencer to release a product. Think about what a social influencer does, right? So they develop these skills that you're talking about, Mike, which are absolutely crucial, right? If companies today, number one, aren't teaching those skills, then you're probably subject to, hey, come over to my home on Wednesday night. Let's have a home party. Exactly. Funny story about that. I'll tell you that in just a moment. But so what's happening now is companies are realizing that they can release a product through a social influencer who has developed an audience. They've cultivated an audience. Now, when you cultivate an audience, what happens? You establish trust.
Right.
And what does trust do? Trust drives revenue. Trust drives revenue, because if I trust Mike and Ricardo, and I respect Mike and Ricardo, and I'm following Mike and Ricardo because of the value that they're putting out, and then they bring an opportunity that they vetted to the table and say, listen, this is something that we see is on the cutting edge. This is something that we see is a rebirthing of our profession. I'm going to trust them. I'm going to like them, and I'm going to want to know more about that particular product. And so companies are realizing that through the social influencer is the key to reaching the masses.
Yeah, and the key there is, like, I know you've had more experience with this, but Ricardo and I have kind of had a little bit. Is you'll get a big influencer, they have a huge following, and then you're like, well, you got to place people left and right. They're like, what are you talking about? Well, yeah, and you have to make sure, like, your points balance. So, like, if this binary starts to go more, then you just start putting people over here. They're like, what are you talking about?
I have brought, so we talk about influence, the old influencers. So I've had some celebrities, B-level celebrities, and former athletes in my organizations in the past, and it's always the exact same experience. So you go to them and say, listen, you've got all these followers on social media. I mean, you should join our team and our company. I mean, you could really leverage that. And they're like, yeah, okay, that sounds amazing. And so they join, and you put up a post about whatever the product is, and they get some people to buy up front, but the commissions are relatively small on that first order bonus. So they don't make a lot of money. And then they find out, oh, the real money is in the organizational development. Like you said, I've got to balance team 1 with team 2. I got to have 4 diamonds below me before I can get to blue diamond.
Yeah, you just got to help other people win. Then you can get paid.
But now it's like a whole, you didn't tell me any of this, right? And the social influencer, whoever that celebrity was or that athlete was, it's like, wah, wah, wah. At that stage, they're done. And that is the epitome of the social influencer today. They want to be able to go make a full-time income that without having to go have thousands of people in an organization and balancing your left leg with your right leg and jumping through every other hoop just so that you can qualify for your commissions.
No, 100%. So we have been bashing a little bit on network marketing here. So before we kind of move into what the future is, let's just kind of each of us give a little personal testimony about how this industry has completely transformed our lives, allow us to have a lot more freedom, a lot more time with our family. Travis, since you're the veteran here, I'll let you go first, but maybe just, like a 2 or 3 minute synopsis of how this industry has completely transformed what you are able to provide for your family and the level of freedom you get to live today.
Well, first of all, network marketing saved us. Back in the day when we first got started, I got started back in 04, 05-ish, right around there. And I had an upline by the name of Eric Worre before Eric Worre was Eric Worre.
Oh, man. You started off with a good one.
I did.
If you guys don't know, Eric Worre is like one of the top gurus of network marketing. Like, he's my go-to guy. He taught me almost everything I know.
No problem.
Eric has always been an amazing trainer. And before he started Network Marketing Pro, he was in my company as one of the 3 master distributors. And so I would go to weekend events and it'd be about 15, 20 people on a super Saturday. And I remember him sitting here talking about if I, would you, the 4 famous words and all these things. And I would just soak it up like a sponge. And so I started there. And I was kind of a poser. I was hoping to get lucky. I was hoping to get the right timing, the right positioning. I dabbled. I don't know if there's anybody that's ever dabbled their way to greatness in anything before, but I was dabbling because I had a traditional business at the time. And so I was kind of in and out of it, so to speak. And what a lot of, network marketers do, they kind of turn it on for a little bit and then you kind of get cold. But we were making a little bit of extra income. And in 2008, you guys might remember that somebody started talking about subprime loans not performing well on Wall Street. Now, up to that point, Summer and I had built and sold several successful companies. And so we were doing pretty well. And we decided to start investing all of our money into homes. We started building homes because the value of the properties were going up so quickly. And so we were building several high-end homes. And the idea is that our cost in those homes would be about 800 grand. And when they were all said and done, we'd be able to sell them for about 1.5. And if we did that, even 4 or 5 times, we could go build our dream home, cash, paid for, all of those things. And so we were right in the middle of building all of those homes when everything collapsed. And I don't know if anybody that's watching has ever thrown bad money at a bad deal. You just keep throwing more money into it because you don't want to lose the money that you already have into it. So property values were doing this. Banks were calling saying, hey, we're taking away your second mortgage, but if you don't finish the home, then we're going to foreclose on you. I'm like, so we already had all of our money into it. So we just kept throwing more money at it, more money at it. Make a long story short, I sold those $800,000 homes. I short sold them for about 200, 300 grand each. And so I was on the wrong side of that deal. And we found ourselves in a situation where we lost everything. And I was 30 years old. It was one of the most humbling experiences of my life. I had 3 young children at the time. And we were at a point where our gas got shut off in the middle of winter in Utah. And I don't know if anybody's ever had their gas or their electric shut off. I'm sure, all of us have been there, right? But when they shut it off, they don't just want the money that you owe, but now they want a new deposit.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
I want more money at your worst point.
Now it's not just past due, it's past due, current due, plus more money, a deposit to get that stuff turned back on. So we literally, Summer and I were taking like sleeping bags, and we would bring them all into our bedroom, and we would make it seem like we were camping for the kids. So it was fun for them. But the reality was our home in the winter was getting down to about 50 degrees at night. And so that's where we were. And I remember at one point, one of my lowest points, I called my mom, she rest in peace now. I called my mom up and I said, will you order us a pizza and send us some pizza? And she was in Arizona. She called delivery company, I don't remember who it was, and ordered us a pizza so that we could feed our kids. I share this story because we go through challenges in life to push us down a different path to where we're supposed to be.
Yep. And
when your back is against the wall, it can become the best springboard to reinvent yourself and to go do something new. And I remember Summer, who's just off camera here, we had network marketing. That was it. And honestly, the network marketing income that we had was periodic. Some of you guys might be in a place in your business where one month you make like $4 grand. You're like, we made it. We're on our way. And then the next month you make like $600 and you're like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do now. Right. And so you're up and down. Yeah. And there was a convention in Florida, and Summer's like, you need to go. And I'm like, we don't have the money to go. So we took our mortgage money, mortgage payment, and she said, you just need to go, and you need to figure out what it is that these top leaders are doing that is, you need to be there. And she believed in me. I think there's nothing more powerful than a spouse that believes in you. And so I went to this event, sat in the back of the room, back row. You guys know, you slide in, slide out. Nobody will notice that you're there. Right. So I'm in the back row, and I'm just watching these speeches that are being given and these people that are up there on stage. And something clicked in me where I was like, man, I've got stories just like them. And that guy can do it. I can do it. Like, that guy can't even talk. I mean, no offense, but it was just like, listen. So I made a decision, and I remember at lunchtime I called her and I said, look, we're playing too small. I'm done messing around. I'm done.
Right.
I'm going all in. And there was a distinct moment in my career, you guys, because that's when I decided to go pro, as Eric would say, and stop dabbling. And from that point forward, I just dove into personal development. And so out of everything that we share, I think, and all the benefits that come, right? Traveling the world, and my children, I mean, my kids don't know what it's like to not have their mom and dad at home every day. Like, my daughter, when she was growing up, she's a little older now, but she went to a after school project with her friend, and she came home. She asked her friend, where are your parents at? And she's like, oh, they're not home from work yet. And she came home and said, Mom, Dad, I forget that other people's parents have to work because you guys have always been home. But I will tell you, of everything that we've experienced, the greatest thing that I've experienced is who I've become in the process. The personal development has made me a better husband, a better father, now a better grandfather. And I think differently, and that thinking, they call it the law of the lid, right? John Maxwell refers to it as the lid. You only will achieve what you believe. And so if you have a lid on what you think you're capable of, that's as far as you'll go. And for me, network marketing rose that lid to the point where I was making 5 times a month of what my annual income used to be, right? In network marketing at my pinnacle, I was making literally, you took my yearly income, multiply it times 5, maybe 6, and that's what I was making in my monthly income just a short time ago.
What a story, man. I love hearing that. And I love what you said at the end about that limiting belief or the cap that we put on ourselves because that's all we know. And I have to give this is for Summer
Yeah.
because God knows if she wasn't there, where you would be. So you guys know nothing from tonight is to find an amazing, beautiful wife that will stand by you and push you to levels you thought you could never be. So my story, Travis, is actually the opposite because I saw my dad retire and he was a teacher. So I was a teacher for 17 years. I saw my dad retire and he was like 63-ish. Like, you can't do that much right now. Like, do I really want to keep being a teacher until I'm in my early 60s to be able to like travel and spend time with my boys and do what I want? And really, I would get up at 6 a.m. I would get home about 6. So by the time you get dinner, you maybe get to see your kids for like an hour. And I was like, I really just want to be able to take my kids to school and pick them up from school because they had to go to daycare. That was it. Like, that was my why, right? And, I spent about 2-3 years looking at different ways to make money online. Nothing really worked, but this was my learning period. I learned a lot. And then kind of went through a separation divorce. So it was kind of like I was all alone. It was kind of like, well, what are you going to do with your life now? You're all alone. You have the boys. What am I going to do to make more money? And again, it came back to networking. Like, I mean, if people could go, my YouTube channel was deleted because of censorship. But if you guys could go back to see the video I was making in like 2017, 2018, we could probably just like do like a Mystery Science Theater 3000, like laughing at me and stuff. Like, I had no idea what I was doing, but I was networking. I was meeting new people. I got to meet Ricardo Hamilton online. Like, I see this guy talking about inflation and the dollar and government and how you need to get gold and silver and cryptocurrency. I'm like, this is like my brother from another mother. Like, I have got to meet this guy. So I was kind of like a fanboy at first, like, dude, I love your stuff. Like, you kill those lives. Like, we become friends on Facebook. And then just, things happen. I mean, the world changes. We get the lockdown. Silver drops to $14. Ricardo's like, bro, where are you getting your silver? I'm like, from here. He's like, oh, okay, cool. So we meet up and, it was like a fairy tale. It was like a movie script of what happened and how we were able to blow up. And I just fell into this industry. Even though I'm from Grand Rapids where Amway is, I didn't know anything about network marketing. I never really heard of it, never really looked at it. But I loved gold and silver, and I loved helping people. I loved teaching them. I loved educating them. So I agree with you, Travis, that why I think I've been successful is just because I really care about people and I want to help them and educate them so that they can live a better life, so that they can, transform their mindset to a higher level. And especially because I came from a special ed background, I know how to tailor education and insight into where people are at. Whether they live in Africa or Australia, or they've never done this before, or they don't know how to speak, whatever it is, I meet them where they're at because I want to see them win. So that's why I love this industry, is that you get to do that personal development. You get to help people where they're at. And again, when we move in this new phase back away from all the old school thinking of network marketing, I think we could really have a rebirth of this industry, which has been needed for a long, long time, I would argue.
Yeah.
Now I know
Wow.
Mims, you don't like to get too
Come
personal,
on, Mims.
but if you guys knew his real story, it would be a movie in a heartbeat. Hollywood would literally pay millions of dollars for the story. But Mims, whatever you want to share about just how this industry has been able to take you from where you were at to one of the top influencers in the world.
Well, first I'm gonna say you both of you and how you just express, how this industry has changed your life and where you've come from is so heartfelt. This is really a heart conversation. I'm feeling this on a whole
Mm,
spiritual vibrational level,
right.
and that's powerful. I didn't expect to get that when I came on the Runners Live show today. So this is probably one of the most transformative lives, I think. For me, this industry really kicked off after I lost my mom when I was 18, and I had to, take care of business. We pay the bills. My brother was 13 at the time, and I was working a job, and I had to find a way to keep the roof over our head, so to speak. And in that
And no dad.
process,
You
no
dad's not
dad.
there. Mom
Dad's
dies
not
at 18.
mom dies at 18.
Ricardo's here with 2 kids,
Well,
brother,
just my
sister,
brother. Yeah,
just
me
your
and my
brother.
brother.
Okay.
He's 13 and I'm 18.
Okay.
And I was a knucklehead, as they'll call it. Obviously at that age. But I got introduced to this space with an insurance company, and I read books. And I didn't read before. I was always smart and intelligent, but I wasn't with the school system, the indoctrination, so to speak. So, I read Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and what I developed was not only did I develop the desire, but I developed the actual reality that there's something more than just working a job.
Mm,
School, they didn't teach me about passive income, residual income, compound interest, or, these financial principles or financial literacy. It was, they gave you just enough to work a job. And if you didn't see any other way outside of what they taught you or your family or some other way that people are living their lives and doing great things, you can't envision it. You can't see it. You can't imagine it. But when I read those books, and Think and Grow Rich, and when I saw successful people and I heard their stories, it stuck with me. So one thing about this industry that changed me, and that is bigger than the money is like Travis says, who you become.
mm,
You know, you the networking, the self-development, because you have to evolve to be a success in this space. You will not be the same person if you really want to be successful. And so those books, these seminars, and then the desire, just that desire alone, and keep pushing, because that the only other option is, going back to work. And that's not going to get you to where you want to be. So you might not,
Nope.
and of course I didn't have success. It took, even for me to get to where I am now, this is over 10 years in the making. I learned a lot, but I didn't make money. I can tell you a couple of businesses I just didn't make money. But I understood it. And but so this industry is really a life-changing industry. A network marketing has changed my life, but it is evolving, and I'm excited about that, because we have the opportunity to help more people, realize
mm.
their dreams and
Yeah.
their goals and their visions for themselves. But they just need to know what's out there. And I get excited because we're helping them find those solutions, those real opportunities before the market is oversaturated, before everybody knows about it. They can get in early, they can get there first, and they can do something that's never been done before. I'm the first in my family to do everything, essentially to this level. And we're just getting started, and everybody can do that. And just like Travis said, he's sitting down, he's looking at these people on stage. He's like, I can do that. This guy barely can talk and walk. But it's that mindset shift. It's that desire, and you have to stick with it. Regardless, you might join and you might not have success. Your first business, your first networking opportunity, your first thing, but keep that desire. I remember when I was I don't know, maybe 18 or 19. But after reading Think and Grow Rich, I had a wooden bunk bed, and I took a knife and I carved in it that I will make, $1.2 million a year. That was my goal. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I had the vision board and everything, with all the great quotes, the cars, the houses, and some of it is actually manifesting today. You look back in the closet, you're like, oh, this is 10 years ago. 15 years ago, I did this. You're like, okay, I got this. I got the watch. Okay, I made this. Okay, and you didn't even realize it, but you actually are manifesting thoughts and ideas and dreams and visions that you had a long time ago, and that's what this industry can do for you in networking. And so it's a beautiful thing, and I'm excited because we're helping so many other people do exactly the same thing, and we have something phenomenal for them to help them get to that next level, and we're just getting started.
I love it, man. I love it. And I'm going to brag about Ricardo just a little bit more. But I mean, guys, to be in that situation where I couldn't even imagine that. You're 18, you don't have a mom and a dad, and you have to take care of a brother. And when somebody meets Ricardo, they think he like graduated, cum laude from Yale University, the way he speaks, his knowledge. When we were just in Phoenix, we were just talking about the IMF, and some random lady's just like, how do you guys know all this?
Yeah.
Can I give you my card? Like, I want to find out where you guys do.
Yeah.
And to go to where he's making multiple six figures for years now. I mean, what other industry can you do that in? And I would say this too. I want to point this out. I would say out of all of our stories, the common theme is we had to go through massive, massive amounts of pain and struggle to get us to where we are at today. And the thing that we all had in common is we never gave up. We kept going no matter what, no matter what. So, man, I absolutely love this. This is one of my favorite podcasts ever.
Dude, I love hearing your guys' stories. Trouble is transformation. Trouble is transformation. Think about it. You're talking about how we all had to go through massive pain, and through the trouble, we went through a transformation ultimately to be able to arrive where we are today. And we're evolving, we're transforming every day. But think about it. We've been talking about the same thing in the network marketing industry. Trouble is transformation. And I've been very vocal about that for the last couple of years. The industry, in some ways, has been in trouble. The signs were there, right? I mean, this last year, 2023, was the first year that the actual direct selling industry as a whole went backwards. It's been growing, not significantly, but it actually started to go backwards. And when we see all of these companies that are surviving and not thriving, when we see these companies that are ditching the old network marketing models and going to the affiliates, when we see the owners starting to sue out of scarcity mindset, all of that, that's the trouble.
Yeah.
And now what's the result of that? We're seeing it right now, the transformation, right? You're seeing new opportunities that are being introduced that are disruptive, that are, we've used this term, so I'll kind of continue and piggyback off of it. They are a rebirthing of the profession, so to speak. I think that those are the companies that are going to lead the way. I know that, there's new opportunities. You guys are excited about a new opportunity right now. We're excited about a new opportunity right now that essentially is allowing people to be able to meet network marketing where it is today and to be able to embrace where it's going. And to me, being on the cutting edge and the forefront of something like that is, network marketing is alive and well. It's just evolving. And I think that the best days are ahead of us.
Yeah. I'd agree.
Yeah. As Ricardo always says, the best is yet to come. And Mark Pyers been running with us forever. Great point here, Mark. The biggest advantage of network marketing is the relationships you build more than the money. Your net worth is your net worth. And this is like the first lesson I try to teach people is don't chase the money. If you chase the money, you will lose. That is guaranteed. Focus on providing value and helping people and creating content. That's how you win. When you do those things, the money will just come in like you can't imagine. It's crazy.
Become worthy of the money. Become worthy of that.
There you go.
Levels of income that you want to make.
So
that's what I say. You want to increase your passive income in life, increase your passive impact in other people's lives.
Yeah,
that's it.
Just a cool little site I found here, and then I want to kind of talk about what we're excited about in the future. Approximately 20% of network marketers do not make a profit. The global network marketing industry generated approximately $189 billion in sales in 2020. There are over 125 million network marketing representatives worldwide. The average annual income for network marketers is $2,000 to $3,000. This one surprised me. I knew there were more women, but I didn't think it was this much. Women account for 75% of network marketing professionals globally. It's legal in over 100 countries. 80% are part-time. Um, the average age of a network marketer is 34. That makes sense. It has been growing.
I'm getting old.
You're a legend now. You're a legend. That's what we call you, Travis. You're a legend.
Thank you. I love
One
that.
of the Titans. One of the Titans. Man.
But here's the big difference here. The dropout rate for network marketers within the first year is approximately 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is imagine, I mean, guys, imagine if we would have quit when we first had some rough patches, when we first had some struggle, when our first business, we didn't blow up and make, 6 figures and whatnot. We
Right.
probably wouldn't be here. I'd be teaching. Ricardo would be driving a truck. Travis would be in an alley, right? Who knows where we would be?
You know that when I was little, I went to school and my kid, they asked, what do you want to do when you grow up? It was about 4th or 5th grade. And I don't know, you guys might be too young for this. I don't remember, but I was a huge Smokey and the Bandit fan. Like, it was like the coolest thing back in the day, Burt Reynolds, and he would drive this Trans Am, and he had a friend of his partner was called Snowman, and he drove this truck. It was a beautiful, and back then there was like all these movies and shows about semi trucks, and I used to think that they were the coolest thing. I would go into my grandpa's basement, and we would talk in his old ham radio, and we would talk to truckers that were out there, and there's like
right.
a whole language. And so I remember, like, everybody were at school one day with my mom, and what do you want to be? I want to be a doctor. What do you want to be? I want to be a baseball player. And it comes to me, and I'm like, I want to be a beer truck driver. And I was like, it was like 5th or 6th grade. And it was because I just looked like such a cool thing, to be able to drive anyways, it was just a kind of a funny deal. So when you say driving a truck, that could have been me, because I wanted to be a beer truck driver.
There you go. All right. So let's just kind of, we got about 10 minutes left. Let's have a consensus here as we look to the future, and these network marketing companies are gonna reshape, evolve where the industry is at. Travis, you are the legend here. I'll let you have the most experience. What key aspects do you see that they need to have or incorporate to make sure we modernize this industry?
I think that digital entrepreneurship and digital products are going to be a big part of the future. Digital products are explosive. One of the big challenges with network marketing is it used to be 7 degrees of separation, but social media has now made that 3 degrees of separation.
Yeah, I heard that.
And so, a lot of times with network marketing companies and physical products, you talked a little earlier about, health, maybe it's a health product and you've got a shake and a few other things. A lot of times you might only be able to build that business in the United States. And now what people they're thinking globally, right? We all have connections and relationships all over the world, and digital entrepreneurship and digital products have allowed for that expansion. And as I like to say, high speed, low drag type of opportunities, where you don't have to worry about getting products approved, products getting caught up at the border, all these issues that we've had in the past. Cost of goods continue to rise, which means the products are rising as well. You have digital entrepreneurship that provides, the ability to be able to be global instantly overnight. They've got decent margins that allow people to go out and make products. So that's number one. I think number two, you're looking for product companies that are going to be much more friendly to the social influencers. Instead of making just that first order bonus on the front end, and a lot of the money and commissions is going upline, you're going to start seeing companies that do away with or change their compensation structures that are going to be putting a lot more money under the front end of the compensation plan instead of the back end of the compensation plan. So I think that's number two. Number three, I think you're going to see some new platforms, SaaS, they call them, software as a service, that created an environment where all of these different players can play under the same umbrella. So maybe I don't want to build a team, but maybe I want to go bring businesses onto the platform that those influencers can go and promote and go and make money doing that. That's very appealing to me. I have vendor relationships with different businesses, and I would love to participate in being able to bring these businesses onto a platform and to be able to collect a royalty income, right? We talk about residual income in network marketing all the time. You just know what a royalty income is, right? You do work one time and get paid for life.
That's what I'm talking about.
And so I think that you're going to see newer companies and the evolution of newer companies. And you're also going to see a consolidation where a lot of these companies that are surviving or not thriving, they're going to merge into these type of platforms that give them more exposure all the way around. And so I think you're going to see a lot of those things moving forward. You're going to see less oversight from a policies and procedures standpoint, giving influencers the ability to promote whatever it is that they want to be able to promote. And also not necessarily having to have thousands or tens of thousands of people on an auto ship to be able to get to a full-time income. You're going to find other ways, other opportunities, other products that you can now go promote. And it can be just you and maybe a handful of people and go make a significant income doing so. And so I think that those are all the things that we're going to see as we move forward into the new future of network marketing.
No, 100%, man. And here's what I know is I'm going to order something off Amazon next month. Right?
Amen. All of us.
Someone's going to have to buy new clothes. School's coming up. I'm going to have to go and buy school clothes. I'm going to keep buying more stuff for my studio. Okay. Digital e-commerce is not going away. Okay. I want to get in that niche. And I've looked at it many, many times. There's so many scams out there. I've been quoted from $20,000 to $50,000 to get onto Amazon to start selling. And that's not even guaranteed. I know I try to tell a lot of people, like, hey, get on TikTok Shop. Well, you need to have 5,000 followers. They take a lot of percentages from you. So my whole thing is if we can find a better way to do those things to give people access to profit from that, I guess I would call it like a decentralized e-commerce platform where you don't have to go through the hassle and the headache of setting up your own shop and doing the marketing and the sales and driving traffic and paying for ads. What if there was just like a super simple, maybe like a $9 membership where you're like, okay, I can market any of these products. I can do health. I can do clothing. I can do gold and silver. I can do watches. I can do massage chairs. I can do, if you're into cooking, I can do kitchenware. If you're into MIMS, you can be like, I want to do fashion. I'm going to create my own brand, whatever it is. To me, that's where the future is at, is that you're not limited on just certain products, but you can literally market anything that's sold in the entire world and make some good money doing it. That's what I think is going to completely change the game. And just maybe, just maybe, there is something like that right now that if you reach out to one of us, we can get you started with that. But Mims, I want to hear your thoughts here. And what is the future of network marketing? What do you want to see them focus on?
This is why we're excited about this show, folks. We put all this together to really let you know that you have some options out there, that the marketplace, okay, the environment is evolving. And we put our pulse on that environment, and we found something that we know that everybody, the average person, can benefit from. And it's involved in, like what Mike talked about, this decentralized e-commerce marketplace. It's incorporating the Amazon, TikTok Shop, affiliate marketing model all under one umbrella. It's putting you in position. I tell people all the time, just go live, just start posting stuff. You never know. People will gravitate to you, the way you talk, the way you look, your energy, your perspective, your feeling. There are people who are waiting for you to go live and just share something. Just share something. And as you continue to share, more people gravitate. You start to get a following. It starts out with 1 and starts to 10 and 100. And then other people start to follow. And you never know, because you didn't realize who you were and how the universe and God is working through you to connect people to whatever it is that they need. And so you have that ability.
Nailed it.
But we don't want to be captured into one company that might try to sue us because we want to share the products. You want to be able to market whatever interests your heart and your mind and your spirit. And you want to be able to make a commission or some residuals or even maybe some royalties for setting up something like that. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're excited about. The opportunity for you to be able to create an additional stream of income, talking about and promoting the products, services, programs, whatever it is that you love under a decentralized e-commerce platform, and putting yourself in position to, really create some real income and possibly royalties and everything else from it. So that's where we see this space growing. This is something that I see is very huge for vendors, for businesses who want to get their product out there. If you got a t-shirt business, somebody just loves what's on your shirt. It could say Hawk 2, and you just want to go promote Hawk 2 shirts. Okay. And now you're getting paid to promote the shirt.
Hey, let's go.
No, but all jokes aside, really though, this is a phenomenal time to get wealthy. You guys are going to see me tomorrow with a new hat. The reset is over. It's no longer 2024. It's 2025. It begins. That's what it is. It's beginning right now, 2025. I need you to think ahead of time. I need you to be an innovator. I need you to think forward. Okay. And that's what we're doing with the marketplace right now, with network marketing, and what we're sharing with you with this evolution in the space and what we've continued to do. And we want you to be a part of that. We want to help you win, and we got the perfect platform to help you do that.
Woo!
Reach in.
That is why they call him Mims, ladies and gentlemen. So what an amazing podcast. This was absolutely legendary, guys. And again, if you guys are watching this, drop a comment, like this, share it out, send it to somebody who needs help. Send it to somebody who's struggling, who needs to be uplifted. I kind of have to trick these guys into kind of like being emotional and talking about their feelings and stuff. But I really feel like we did that tonight, which I love, because I feel like people need to see that to really connect with people. And they're like, oh no, this is a real person. They're not just some, crazy rich dude that has an amazing pool and a wife and a beautiful family. No, like he went through it, right? That's why we rock with Travis. He's real. Like he's gone through those hard struggles. And I really don't want to be around people who haven't, because they don't appreciate the life that we live if you don't go through those struggles. So again, guys, it's here. Reach out to us if you want to get connected in this new rebirth of network marketing. Mims?
Yeah. No, the last thing I want to say is, and maybe I might be able to get Travis to tell y'all on another live stream of what was the asset that helped this family get through those hard times financially when things come up like that. Some of the wealth principles that we have been sharing for a very long time with you guys. But no, this is a real opportunity, and we're excited.
I don't have a mic like you guys, so
the lightsaber.
Got my light. This is an authentic Han Solo lightsaber, so I'm just gonna wrap it up.
That's how you made it through. You bought 100 Han Solo lightsabers, and then you sold them on a decentralized e-commerce store.
That's right. Not a bad idea. I like that.
Hey, I get 3% of that.
I like that.
That's my idea.
So, well, it is silver and it is gold, and I can tell you that there was a period of time, not too long ago, that we went through where we woke up one day and all of our assets were frozen, and that was a very difficult thing to go through. Long story short, we ended up winning, but it was a lawsuit with our wonderful government. And when you wake up one day and all of a sudden all your assets are frozen, the only thing that you have is essentially whatever you have in your safe. And I can tell you that, when you think, people don't think that fiat currency is digital. I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, when your money is sitting in a bank and you typically just log in and you transfer money and you do all these things, and all of a sudden you don't have access to that anymore. The only thing that really matters is what's within your grasp. Like, what can you do exactly? And I've said it 1,000 times. I know you guys have said it as well. Fiat currency is definitely the government's money, but you've got gold and silver, which is God's money, and then of course cryptocurrency, which is the people's money. And I can tell you that if I did not have gold and silver and have access to be able to liquidate that, I would have been, I don't know what I would have done. And so that saved me. And I think that everybody should, just even on a monthly basis, you should be on some type of an auto ship, even if it's just a little amount. I don't care if it's 4 coins, whatever it is a month. You should have something that you're bringing in every single month. I'm a big fan of gold and silver. I'm a big fan of obviously cryptocurrency. Even if you don't have a lot of money, a lot of people think you got to have a lot of money to start, man. You can. It's amazing what you can do. If you're just getting a little bit every single day, right? It's just that compounding effect. You're just a little bit every single day over an extended period of time, and it adds up. And it definitely saved my butt.
And that is, we could do a whole podcast just on that story. So if you guys want to hear that, drop it in the comments. But again, guys, share this out to whoever needs it. So many people are struggling right now. The economy is going through it. Inflation's crazy. Our government is, bro, I'm glad we're having you on tonight, Travis, because if we had to try to talk about the news and all the craziness going on, it would have been, let's not even talk about that right now.
Because we'll be here for another hour, Mike. We gotta.
That's a whole other show.
That's a whole other
show. But Travis, thank you for sharing that, though, man. This is what we talk about, and that's why it's real, because we really experience these things, and we're really having success and the challenges, and we have the assets, and we have the the real life story and documentation. So we're speaking not from out of nowhere. We're speaking from experience. We're speaking from the heart, from the mind, from the spirit, and that's what I do love about this industry. You will network and find great people that you are supposed to align with on a mental, physical, spiritual level.
Nailed it.
And in that process, we all grow, we learn, and we change lives. And I love it.
That's what it's about.
Let's get it.
You guys for having me. For those of you that watch, I would just say this: get in touch with Mike and Ricardo right now, because they've got something that they're working on, that they're introducing, that very few people in the world know about, that is going to transform the entire industry. And I promise you do not want to miss it. So on that note, I got a little boy starting school tomorrow, and we're gonna go get him ready for bed.
All right, guys. Travis, thank you, brother.
Yep.
Love you. Summer, you're amazing. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Summer. Hi, Summer. Good night.
I know she's always there. All right, guys. We love you. You guys have an awesome week.